We've had some questions this year on what's the best way to build a winterization rig, so we thought we'd make a quick video just to show you guys what these things look like. There's a ton of different ways to do this. I'm aware of that, so if you do it differently, please don't email me and tell me about it. I know there's a bunch of different ways. This is a very cheap, effective way to build one. What you're looking for is a sealed connection at a hose bib. So this is just a simple mixer for a washing machine down into a pressure gauge with an air chuck on it. It's that simple. The mixer comes in a little bag like that. I think it's about $7. These are a couple bucks each for the adapters. You get some Teflon and a pressure gauge. So that's what you're looking for right there. It's very effective in blowing the hot and cold at the same time. That right there is just a standard washing machine line that I cut and put an air chuck on the end of it. I use that for slow draining water heaters. So if you get a water heater that's clogged up with sand or gravel into the bottom of it, you can hook that to the end of your water hose that's already on the water heater, put some air to it real quick and blow all the junk up out of that drain valve in the water heater, and then you can disconnect it and it'll drain normally. Regarding your air compressors, that's a gas rig. That's the smallest and most portable one that we can find that is pretty effective, but gas ones are pretty expensive. But in terms of gas air compressors, this one was pretty cost effective. I think that one was $550 to $600 online. You can use electric air compressors. You have to have at least a 1.5 horsepower motor on it, and you have to have at least a 2-gallon tank on it. We recommend a 4-gallon tank, but you can get away with a 2-gallon tank. Just make sure you take a picture of the label that's on your air compressor showing it's a 1.5 horse and 2 gallons or bigger. Lastly, your antifreeze. You have to use pink, non-toxic antifreeze. Anything else is unacceptable. It will get photo requested and declined invoice, and you will be held liable for any damages or injury for using toxic antifreeze. Pink, non-toxic antifreeze that is not diluted. That is the only acceptable antifreeze to use. It's not part of your photo checklist, but I always like to take the cap off when I start a went and snap a photo to the client showing, hey, this thing's brand new, it's not diluted, just to avoid the photo request. Again, it's not required. I just like to leave no doubt whatsoever when I do winterizations that it's thorough and proper. Next up, make sure you read your work order and make sure you install the right client winterization forms. There's several of them. Your work order will tell you use client 101 forms, 201, 301, etc. These forms are available in PPW under forms and docs. Make sure you have the right forms on you. Install the right form per the client. If you don't, you'll be photo requested and you have to go back. And going back costs time and money, and it's not worth it. Just get it right the first time around. Make sure you put the right went forms on. Lastly, zip tie. Zip tie on the meter in the off position. The main water valve in the off position is critical. You cannot miss this photo. One, you won't get paid. Two, it puts you and us in a very, very liable position. The zip tie tells the client whether or not somebody got in there and compromised our winterization and turned the water on. So if you miss that photo and you don't have it, and the house ends up flooding, we have no way to prove that you had the water in the off position and somebody compromised our went. If somebody gets in there and turns the water on, it's going to break your zip tie. And believe it or not, that little, less than a penny cost right there will save lots and lots of time, money, and liability. So make sure you get pictures of the zip tie on the water meter. If you have any questions about this or the process in general, winterizing a house, please don't hesitate to reach out to us.